up? It's your girl Camry, and I'm back with your Queen Sugar review for the week. This is episode number 7, season 4, and I'm perplexed in my spirit after tonight. Alright, so I'm just watching the episode, it's just going along nicely paced, and then just eruptions of things just start happening, and I mean quickly, and I can't keep up. I can't get my footing. I'm like, Ava, did you have to do it like that? I mean, from Darla potentially relapsing, she is holding on by like a thread. A thread, a weak thread, not the strong threads that you use when you're weaving in your lace front, okay? I'm talking about the weakest of the threads. Her little love interest can't even help her here. He was annoying me. I'm like, okay, listen, we're not all like that because this book is nationwide. It's on your side, okay? He's trying to identify with her, and I'm just looking at him like, no, boo. I hate when people try to don't minimalize what I'm going through and try to say we all have been. No, we're talking about me right now. So Darla looking like she on the edge. They is really messing with her. When I say, okay, that's Twitter. When I say these Landrys and Boudreaux, they're not of God. They seriously are going after everything. The lowest of the lowest of the low. All right, so we're going to break down situations and we're going to get into it that way. And then I'm going to have a series of questions at the end that I got to know before the season is over that hopefully get answered next episode. But next episode looks like I'm going to need a respirator as I'm watching. All right, so first let's talk about Nova. So Nova's still on her book tour. Now the book is blowing up. You heard Darla say that it's nationwide bestseller, #1 bestseller, New York Times bestseller, I think. And she happens to bump into the fling guy, Calvin. Okay, when I seen him, just the way they look at each other, the way that they are on screen with each other, that to me is not love, okay? Now, let me explain what I'm saying. Their whole situation, they got together while he was married. They was sneaking, doing all this stuff. Of course it makes it more passionate. Of course it makes it more, exciting and, invigorating because you're doing something you're not supposed to do. And it's so wrong, but it feels so right. Just like when you have a slice of chocolate cake and you're supposed to be on a diet. It's like that type of thing. And so when you get past that, and then he was a cop, and that directly affected her views and all that, him back in the blue and her back in the blacks, okay? Then there's that part of it. But then when you get to, okay, he's getting a divorce. Is he getting a divorce for her? Or is he getting divorced because he realizes he should have gotten a divorce before he cheated? Like, all of that right there, I feel like that's where their connection comes from because of all of that. So now to see this man, and now he's divorced, I see everybody on Twitter like, oh, they need to give it a chance. This is a sign. She need to give it up to him. Because Nova, she's saying, let's take our time to see if we're on the same wavelength. I'm like, I don't want y'all to do that. I really don't want y'all to I just don't feel like, granted, they have had space. They have both grown in their own rights. They've overcome a lot of things. They've faced a lot of things, learned a lot of truths. So I guess I see on one hand where people are saying that they should give it a try. But for me, it's like we would have to be starting completely over. Like, hi, my name is Nova. Your name is Calvin. Because they started off wrong. So you can't just pick that back up and think it's going to go right just because they're single now. I don't think. And plus Nova, she's very problematic. Like she always wants like a complicated situation. When old dude from Atlanta was trying to give her something simple and easy, she preferred complications. She preferred Remy, who was with her sister before. Like that's just how she operates. Okay, so they toying around with this idea of getting back together. They go out to lunch. They doing the longing stares at each other. He lives in Baton Rouge, I think. So he lives close to her. And so it's looking like this is a possibility of something that she can entertain. She's letting him know the family has not. They're still not talking to her. And in this moment, I'm like, Nova, Now, I could see if you wrote the book, you knew your consequences, but you risked it all to write this book. But you sitting here acting like you just had no clue that your family was just going to have so much disdain for you after you put out all their business. It just be blowing my mind how like oblivious she be to things because of the spirituality and the wholeness and the holistic of it all. She feels like, okay, I'm helping other people and this is good to rip the band-aids off, but how you feel about it, the consequences for what I did, yeah, let's just forget that. Let's just focus on my positive message and the growth that is Nova. Girl, that's what's annoying to me, because I could have gotten behind her if she did it and she was just like, y'all gonna feel how y'all gonna feel, but y'all need this. Okay, but she's not like that. She's constantly asking and wondering, like, why isn't my family talking to me? Girl, you know why? And Aunt Vi she is not forgiving at all. At all. Which brings me into her restaurant getting vandalized. So, Hollywood is out of town. Remember, she asked for that space. And honestly, y'all, it's hard for me to give people space. It really is. I don't like it. I don't understand it, but I'm coming to understand when people need space, a little time to understand their feelings, put some things together. I'm coming to understand all that. But when you're in a marriage and then you're just like, I just need some space because my past fling came up in here and rattled a whole lot of stuff. No, you're not doing anything wrong. Matter of fact, you're the perfect guy. So I know you'll give me this space. Your perfect guy gonna find another woman. Now, I don't think Hollywood is like that, and hopefully these men aren't like that, because black men don't cheat. But I just feel like there had to have been a different way. If Hollywood was a little bit more progressive as far as what we're focusing on today, black mental health matters. Maybe Hollywood would have said, hey, I did some research, did some Googling, found a therapist. Maybe you can go sit with her. I'll sit in the lobby every day, or I'll sit in the parking lot, stuff like that. Okay, yeah, he might have needed to go see about his mom, because y'all remember his mom, she was a little jealous. That was her son, her baby boy. But all this space, I don't like it. All right. But anyway, yeah, so he's gone and they're closing up the restaurant. Somebody comes in and vandalizes everything, tears it all up. Now, y'all remember last week there was a brick thrown through Charlie's headquarters. Remember I was talking about she needed curtains or blinds. And so now this incident, so I'm at this point feeling like, okay, these people really don't want Charlie to run. Like, they are really upset. And that's what's so crazy to me. You ever want to see if somebody's jealous of you or feels intimidated by you? See all of the things that they do to sabotage you just having your fair shot. She's literally don't have no politics experience, but she just, she has enough passion, so she's gonna run. And they feel like they know she's capable. So let us do everything unimaginable to stop you. It's idiotic, it's ignorant, and it's disgusting. Like, when you find out that they got this boy who they just called ICE on Charlie's place, got his dad and his brother about to be deported, so then tried to pay the boy off to vandalize the home and throw a brick through, like, that's some wicked stuff. But they're wicked because of how, oh girl, the older lady was like, you lucky to be walking across this lawn today. 40 years ago you would have been like, you cannot write. These writers, Queen Sugar writers, big ups to y'all, because y'all be coming up with some stuff and I be like, ooh, my edges, ooh. Okay, so Aunt Vi, she seems forgiving for once. And, they decide to come up with some, like, how the country folks do it. You could just work off your debt by doing, stuff around here. But then the neighborhood comes to clean and fix everything, which was touching, right? So this is when Charlie sees, this is what she needs to do. I heard Rox say, if y'all don't watch For It's Rox, I love her. I've been watching her for like 8 years. But I heard her say that she didn't want to review Queen Sugar because it's always so dark and bad things keep happening. And that's true. But I just like it. Remember I said it's like real life situations. I like it because, you know, those things that keep happening, I like to see how they figure their way through it, and the resilience of it all, and the patience of it all, and just the blackness of it all. I love that part. Okay, so I don't know what they gonna, oh, I was about to say I don't know what. It's getting crazy because now we scoot over to Ralph Angel, and the police have planted drugs. Now, I know this is a small town. I know that pretty much they got like 2 families that are widely known throughout the whole town. It also took me a while to realize the Landrys and the Boudreaux are just like all in one, but there's 2 names. And then you got the Bordelons. But they like, the cops are pretty much, you know, all on the Landrys and Boudreaux side. And so they've done sabotaging, they've done bullying, they've talked to Charlie crazy, they rolled up on Micah, remember that? So, you know, they roll up at the farm, and I don't know if they planted drugs or somebody else planted drugs, but they're threatening Ralph Angel. And, you know, this could mean danger for his program that he just started. Now, you know, when he called him boy, that just struck something within me. Because it makes me so mad, because even though this is acting and this is a show, it is real. It's people out here still doing that. Okay, so let me keep going. We see Lawyer Bay. She's going in extra tough. She kissing Ralph Angel. She touching all on his face. I just was like, yes, black love. Yes. Kiss your man. Okay, we have not seen Blue. Let me see who have we left out. We ain't seen Blue. Micah, you know, he's helping out his mom with the silent protest. So yeah, let me go back through these notes before I get to my questions and the big reveal. All right, so I want to know what was on that paper that they gave Nova. Remember, she got out of the car and production was out there talking to her. They found out something. They handed her this paper. She said she absolutely do not mention this on the show. Now, was it that the cousin, they found this long lost cousin, or was it something else? That's what I would like to know. What was on the paper? What do y'all think was on the paper? Leave it down in the comments. All right. My next question was, who planted the drugs on Ralph Angel's homeboy, on his employee? And then he looked shook, right? Like he was in jail. You know, they have to worry about his parole being, you know, violated, and Ralph Angel potentially losing his program. And what can we do? We feel like we have no power. This is a reoccurring thing within our community. Lawyer Bay is feeling empowered, like, I got y'all, but you need to know the facts. So who planted these drugs and why? Because we found out about old boy who did the vandalism. I want to know who planted these drugs. Now, obviously, it could be the easy answer, the police, but y'all leave down in the comments who you think planted the drugs. How far are these Landrys going to take this? How far are they going to take it? Because, y'all, we see at the very end of the episode, all of Charlie's phones is ringing, and they done burnt down the mill. Now, I thought maybe it was a fire going on. They get there in time, they hose it down, and maybe just the back half or something is just messed up. They build back up, you know, we're winning again. But when you say that it's burned down to the ground, which is the theory on Twitter, because Charlie's on the ground crying in the next episode and she looks like she's picking up soot or rubble or ashes. I really want to see how they're going to come back from this. But this is the experience in the black community. Everything comes crashing down, right? Lots of things all at once. How do you build yourself back up through adversity? What is resilience? How do we enact it, right? I think another question we all want to know is, will Darla relapse? She's very strong. Very, very, very strong. But when you have that itch for whatever it is that your addiction is or that your vice is, and you're going through, can't no friend really help you out through that. And that's why her friend was saying you need to call the sponsor, but she was refusing to call the sponsor. So I'm like, she can have, you know, she had Blue before and she was strung out. So, you know, obviously she's stronger now. Her coworkers, I need to see them in the parking lot, because they was reading the book and whispering about her. I mean, it just blew my mind. It blows my mind how people just be so blatantly just dumb. Ooh, that just struck a nerve with me. I'm gonna just be quiet. Okay, and then my final question is, do we think that all of this is because of Nova's book? Now, obviously, you know, everybody keeps prefacing things with, I read your sister's book, right? But at the same time, would Charlie be running for office if Nova never came out with a book? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of these things Charlie brought on herself because she's not just the lay down and take it type. She is, you know, uprooting and she's protesting and she's speaking up and speaking out on things that she has a problem with. I do think the book made things worse. Can anyone point out anything that the book made better other than Nova and Calvin? I'll wait. Okay, so I'm really interested to see what's gonna go down because it's getting good. Y'all, I'm having like heart palpitations. Queen Sugar was trending tonight. And I'm so super happy for the show. It's episode, I think that was episode 6 or 7. So that means we ain't got too many left. Or we're either about halfway through. So yeah, you guys leave down in the comments what you thought about this week's episode. Like the video, share the video, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you also check out my new podcast, or my podcast has been revamped, #JTFIO. The link will be in the description box. That is available at the Apple Podcast app, SoundCloud, and YouTube. I do the video podcast on there. Make sure you're also checking out the Word of the Day videos each and every day. We've been going 92 days strong, 93 days strong. Okay, so if you haven't if you have not ever seen a Word of the Day video, you can go to the Word of the Day playlist where all of the videos are on there. You can see from day 1 to now. You can see the production progression, okay? I'm Camray. This is Camray Music TV, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!